The sweet secret of Tokai wines. If there's one thing Hungary is famous for in the wine world, it's Tokai. Known as the wine of kings and the king of wines, this golden nectar has a rich history and a fascinating winemaking process that deserves a deep dive. So grab a glass, let's toast to the science, tradition, and the sweet mystery behind one of the most famous dessert wines on earth. What makes Tokai special? The Tokai region in northeastern Hungary is a UNESCO World Heritage Site and a winemaking haven. What sets this region apart is its unique microclimate, volcanic soil, and most importantly, the Botrytis cinerea fungus. Yes, fungus, but stay with me. This is the good kind, known as noble rot, and it's the magic ingredient in crafting Tokai's famous dessert wines. Noble rot works by desiccating the grapes, concentrating their sugars and flavors, and adding a distinctive honeyed complexity. Not every grape is lucky enough to get this treatment though. It requires the perfect balance of humidity and sunshine. And in Tokai, the Tidza and Bodrog rivers create just the right conditions. Let's talk about the soil, the literal foundation of Tokai's magic. The Tokai region sits on volcanic land where ancient eruptions left behind a nutrient-packed mix of minerals like zeolite and rhyolite tuff. This isn't your garden variety dirt, pun intended. The volcanic soil retains heat, helps with drainage, and forces the vines to work hard, digging deep for water and nutrients. And we all know that when vines struggle, they produce the most intense, flavorful grapes. So the next time you sip on a glass of Tokai, take a moment to thank the fiery history of the land beneath those vines. Tokai has been turning heads for centuries, literally. Its story goes back to at least the 12th century, but it truly found its fame in the 18th century, rubbing elbows with royalty and aristocrats. Louis XIV himself called it the wine of kings and the king of wines. Casual, right? Tokai has survived everything from phylloxera to political turmoil, and yet it's still here, shining in all its golden glory. It's a wine with grit and grace, just like the volcanic soil it comes from, and it's a testament to the art and resilience of Hungarian winemaking. Let's take a detour underground because in Tokai, the real magic happens below the surface. The region's ancient wine cellars carved into volcanic rock back in the 15th and 16th centuries are more than just storage spaces, they're time machines for wine. These cool, damp caves create the perfect environment for fermentation and aging, with high ceilings that allow just the right amount of airflow. And the kicker? The walls are covered in velvety black mold called Calosporium celare. Now, before you get grossed out, this mold is the unsung hero of Tokai winemaking. It thrives in the cave's constant humidity, regulating moisture levels and protecting the corks from drying out. Winemakers don't just tolerate this mold, they watch it like hawks. Its growth patterns can offer hints about how the wines are maturing, making it a natural and slightly eerie fermentation tracker. The art of Azu. Tokai's star player is Azu, the term for hand-picked, shriveled, botryticized grapes that form the heart of these wines. The process of making Tokai Azu is a labor of love, and one that hasn't changed much in centuries. Here's how it works. Harvesting the Azu grapes. Azu grapes are picked individually, often taking several passes through the vineyard. This painstaking process ensures only the best botryticized grapes make it into the wine. Harvesting Azu berries isn't your typical grape picking operation. It's more like treasure hunting. These grapes, shriveled and golden from the kiss of noble rot, are carefully handpicked one by one. Yep, you read that right. While most harvests involve snipping entire bunches off the vine, Azu requires a level of precision that borders on obsessive. Only the most perfectly botryticized grape make the cut, and the painstaking process often requires multiple passes through the vineyard over several weeks. The timing has to be just right. Too early and the berries haven't reached their peak sugar concentration. Too late and you risk losing them altogether to the whims of weather or rot gone wrong. The end result of this labor-intensive process is a sticky, shriveled little grape that's practically bursting with concentrated sweetness and acidity, a tiny package with massive flavor. Creating the azu paste. The harvested grapes are crushed into a thick, sugary paste. Think of it as dessert wine's secret sauce. Creating the azu paste isn't just a step in the process, it's the essence of what makes Tokai azu wines so legendary. This thick golden mixture carries all the hard work of the vineyard and the unique character of the Tokai region, becoming the heart and soul of Hungary's iconic dessert wines. Blending with base wine. The azu paste is then mixed with dry white wine base, typically made from local ferment or harsh Levallois grapes. The ratio of azu paste to base wine determines the sweetness level. Aging to perfection. After fermentation, the wine is aged in oak barrels in cool underground cellars for several years, allowing the flavors to deepen and integrate. The levels of sweetness. Tokai azu comes with a built-in sweetness scale measured in petunios. Traditionally, a petunio was a basket used to measure the amount of azu paste added to the base wine. Today, the levels are a bit more standardized, but they still give you a sense of how sweet your Tokai will be. 3 petunios, light and approachable with flavors of dried apricot, orange peel, and honey, perfect for dipping your toes into Tokai. 4 petunios, slightly richer with more intense fruit and floral notes. 5 petunios, now we're getting serious. This level is lush, complex, and wonderfully balanced. 6 petunios, the pinnacle of sweetness and concentration. Think candied fruits, caramel, and a finish that lasts forever. Petunios doesn't just measure the sweetness of the wine, it's a nod to the traditional tools and methods used to craft these golden bottles of magic. The term comes from the baskets that were once used to harvest and measure the botrytis-sized azu berries, and understanding their history gives you a whole new appreciation for every sip. Back in the day, winemakers in Tokai used wooden baskets called petunio to gather the azu berries. These sturdy woven containers could hold about 25 kilograms or 55 pounds of the shriveled botrytis-sized grapes, making them both functionable and symbolistic in the winemaking process. After harvesting, the petunios basket was carried to the winery where the contents would be crushed into the iconic azu paste. Essentia, the nectar of the gods. When it comes to Essentia, the rarest, sweetest wine in Tokai, the caves are like the VIP suite. Essentia ferments so slowly it feels like it's taking a nap. We're talking years, sometimes decades, for this syrupy nectar to inch toward even 3 to 6% alcohol. The cave's steady, cool temperature gives the wine all the time it needs to evolve, turning what starts as pure sugary grape juice into a mind-blowing elixir. Sipping Essentia isn't like drinking regular wine. It's like tasting the essence of time itself. Every spoonful, yes, it's so rich you sip it by the spoonful, tells the story of those damp, moldy caves, the patient winemakers who refused to rush perfection, and the volcanic soil that started it all. In Tokai, they don't just make wine, they craft legacies, one drop at a time. Pairing Tokai. Now that we've explored how Tokai is made, let's talk about how to enjoy it. Tokai's bright acidity makes it incredibly versatile. Pair a 3 or 4 petunios wine with foie gras or blue cheese for a savory sweet combo. The richer 5 and 6 petunios levels are divine with desserts like fruit tarts or creme brulee. And Essentia, save it for the end of a meal paired with nothing but a quiet moment of reflection. Tokai isn't just a wine, it's a tradition, a piece of history, and a testament to the patience and artistry of Hungarian winemakers. Every bottle tells a story of sunny autumn days, misty vineyards, and the quiet, transformative work of noble rot. So the next time you're in the mood for something sweet, reach for a bottle of Tokai. Trust me, your taste buds will thank you, and maybe you'll feel a little like royalty yourself. This post originally appeared on my blog at michellegargiulo.com, where I write about the curious, the poetic, and everything in between.